Many of us feel like we're in a rat race. We feel like our jobs aren't necessarily giving us everything that we need. I'm here to tell you there's a way to make sure that everything is in the right place. My name's Tarab. I make videos about emotional intelligence every day, and today I'm going to be breaking down a chapter on the Prophet by Khalil Gibran, one of my guiding spiritual texts in order to hopefully make life a little bit more graceful and interesting. On work. Then the plowman said, "Speak to us of work." And he answered, saying, "You work that you may keep pace with the earth and the soul of the earth. For to be idle is to become a stranger unto the seasons, and to step out of life's procession that marches in majesty and proud submission towards the infinite. When you work, you are a flute, through whose heart the whispering of the hours turn to music. Which of you would be the reed, dumb and silent, when all else sings together in unison? Always you have been told that work is a curse and a labor of misfortune. But I say to you that when you work, you fulfill a part of earth's fullest dream, assigned to you when the dream was born. And in keeping yourself with labor, you are in truth loving life. And to love life through labor is to be intimate with life's innermost secret. But if you in your pain call birth an affliction, and the support of the flesh a curse written upon your brow, then I answer that not but the sweat of your brow shall wash away that which is written. You have been told also that life is darkness, and in your weariness you echo what was said by the weary. And I say that life is indeed darkness, save that there is urge. And all urge is blind, save that there is knowledge. And all knowledge is vain, save that there is work. And all work is empty, save where there is love. And when you work with love, you bind yourself to yourself, and to another, and to God. And what is it to work with love? It is to weave the cloth with the threads drawn from your heart, even as if your beloved were to wear the cloth. It is to build a house with affection, even if your beloved were to dwell in that house. It is to sow seeds with tenderness and to reap the harvest with joy, and even if your beloved were to eat the fruit, as if your beloved were to eat the fruit. It is to charge all things you fashion with the breath of your own spirit, and to know that all the blessed dead are standing about you and watching. Often have I heard you say, as if speaking in sleep, he who works in marble and finds the shape of his own soul in the stone is nobler than the one that plows the soil. And he who seizes the rainbow to lay it on cloth in the likeness of man is more than he who makes sandals for your feet. But I say not in sleep, but in overwakefulness, of noontide, that the wind speaks not more sweetly to the giant oaks than to the least of all the blades of grass. And he alone is great who turns the voice of the wind into a song made sweeter by his own loving. Work is love made visible. And if you cannot work with love, but only with distaste, it is better that you should leave your work and sit at the gate of the temple and take alms of those who work with joy. For if you bake bread with indifference, you bake a bitter loaf that feeds only half man's hunger. And if you grudge the crushing of the grapes, you grudge distills a poison in the wine. And if you sing, though as angels, and love not the singing, you muffle man's ears to the voices of the day and the voices of the night. So the reason that I enjoy Gibran's writing is because he has a way of making everything comfortable. At least to those who are approaching life probably in a more well-rounded fashion. I think it's very hopeful to say that we can do the things that are demanded of us with love, to actually genuinely enjoy providing service and to provide some sort of goods or something that society doesn't have. That's part of the reason I made Terabify, because I was like, well, I'm me, and I'm going to continue to be me, so let me offer myself to the world. Why not? And I think it's very difficult to get into that mentality if you're pushed into a career that you don't particularly enjoy, or if you don't spend that time outside of your career actually loving yourself and actually thinking about what you want to do in your life. Because at least what I've found is that everything that I do, dental school, painting, dentistry, uh, looking at properties, or trying to create content that's actually enjoyable, everything I do builds towards a larger vision of myself, which allows me to love the work because I'm hopefully growing as a human being and enjoying my life in the process. So to those of you that seem to, or at least that feel that your life is hopeless in some sense, that work is disconnected from your soul, that the things that you aim for and aspire for are not necessarily being built towards every day, I say find this. Genuinely try to find this in your life. Because you want that bread to be sweet. You want the person receiving your service to receive the whole of you, your entire soul. And I believe that's what makes businesses also incredible in their offerings. The people that have created the why behind everything tends to come through in the product, you know? It's a drastic difference from doing things monotonously, at least in my approach. And he also talks about this concept of you have been told also that life is darkness. So he says that Gibran has a way of questioning the status quo. Back in the day, I'm not sure when he was born, when he was writing this stuff, but he has a way of saying, listen, there's traditions, there are older people in your life, there are people that are considered wise, that are a part of the status quo. But some of these people might not have the best intentions of their own lives. They might not necessarily have the best intentions for your life. And we can never really know this. There's a quote that says, when we're young, we don't know when we're correct, when we're right. When we're old, we think we're right all the time. So I feel like a delicate balance is essential. So he says, you who have been told that life is darkness, and in your wariness you echo what was said by the wary. I say to you that life is indeed darkness, save when there is urge. And all urge is blind, save when there is knowledge. All urge is blind, save when there is knowledge. So urge to me is like a hope, an excitement about the future. And an excitement about the future is always going to be lackluster if we don't have the pillars of logic built into it, the pillars of what our values are, the things that we want to do in life. Because then we're often going to end up not doing the shit that we need to do daily to get there. And all knowledge is vain, save when there is work. If you don't put in the work, your vision's never going to come true. You know, if you don't consistently step towards that thing, in 5 years it's going to end up random instead of where you actually want to be. And all work is empty, save where there is love. The brunt of the chapter. So I say to you, find something that inspires you about your work. If it's something that it helps you build towards a vision of yourself, that's a good way to go. If it's something that actually doing the work and providing the service makes you feel fulfilled and gives you a flow state, do that. But whatever it is, do it with love. And if there isn't love in it, find that in your personal life, or find it in some sort of different work that you can do. Because without it, the world's going to be a little bit colder. Without it, you won't necessarily actualize your potential of hopefully conveying your soul through your work. Anyways, if you found this interesting, the last chapter that I did was on eating and drinking, actually. So Gibran has a variety of different things that he talks about. So check that out, it's right here. And as always, my friend, actualize your potential. This world needs you. Take care.